Man, take a little break, get everybody in here first. Man, you know what's crazy is that on YouTube, I was one of the first, if not the first, that would live stream during fights. I mean, we're talking 8, 9 years ago. It's crazy how things have changed so much since then. So here we are, my first long fight night stream in God knows how long. I don't remember the last time I did a fight night commentary. I don't remember at all. It's been that long. But how you guys doing? I did a hold on. I want to make sure. I missed you, degenerates. By the way, this is about to start. We are here for, and you know what? Who would have thought that I would have been the type of degenerate to make his first fight night commentary comeback stream a Richardson Hitchens and a George Kambosos fight. I had no interest in providing any fight week commentary for this fight. The few times I talked about this fight, even before it was announced, because it was on the way for a while, I was like, ew, I just don't want to see it. Ew. Just ill. But here we are. And my man George Kambosos, you know, good bloke. You know, he's shown he'll fight anybody. But how does he keep getting these title shots? These primetime slots? And everybody just beat up on him. And yet he just still goes out there and just, you know. Even that late step-in fight that he fought. Here, what's that guy's name? Had laid hands upon him. Wiley, I believe it was. The guy, Jake Wiley, the guy just, you know, if there's a example of an overachiever, it's George Kambosos. Overachiever. 22-3 with 3 KOs. You know, I paid. What did I pay? I paid something like, I don't know, maybe I don't remember, but I think I paid like a few $1,000s to get Big J, my Australian colleague, to both these Devin Haney fights. So George Kambosos, I don't want to hear shit. I paid my dues. And I've covered every single George Kambosos fight since 2019, Mickey Bay. He just fought last weekend, by the way. Lee Selby. So listen to this. Listen to this. Because I do want to watch this Terram Moana fight. In fact, let me turn this up. I guess we got to get to our commentary, right? Is that what we got to do? So, all right. Let me pull up the card, I guess. Let me brush off the rust because I'm rusty. Here's the card. Wait, why is that all cut like that? Let me see if I can go this way. Is it cut that way too? Is it cut that way? There we go. I guess we'll have to do it this way. Here's the card from the Madison Square Garden. Is it still called the Hulu Theater? Is that what it's called still? Anyway, it's called the Small Room in Madison Square Garden. So in Madison Square Garden, there's 2 arenas. There's this one right here where this card is taking place. I believe the arena holds, what is it? What's the sellout there for a boxing event in the theater? What is it? 6,000? Or is it 8? 8 seems too much. But anyway, guys like Lomachenko's fought there, Terrence Crawford. And it's a nice little intimate arena. I've been there before. I covered a fight there before. I don't remember which one. But nice, you know, intimate. Like it can get popping in there. It can get popping in there. Well, anyway, that's where the fight's taking place. And Mr. Richardson Hitchens, who's from Brooklyn, by the way, he couldn't even sell the joint out. So it looks like it's about 2,000 people there, maybe, scattered about. So here's the card. Richardson Hitchens is the 140-pound IBF champion. Former PBC Mayweather Promotions fighter. He, you know, it works for him that he's still relatively young, 27 years old, but he's been around for a long time. I was watching him in person at Barclays Center fights on the Charlo undercards and shit like that. So look, he's been around for, you know, he's going on 8 years. Next month will be 8 years he's been around. So he's been kind of a slow mover in regards to like really building his name up. And to be very honest, Mayweather Promotions wasn't really pushing him as much as I felt that they should have. You know, where they were giving like, you know, the reins to guys like Tank Davis. But now he's playing catch up. And in this landscape of boxing, I just don't know. You know, I don't, you know, here's the thing. I like Richardson Hitchens, but when you see Hitchens, do you see him and you see like, yo, that's a special fighter? I just don't know. Let me pull up the rankings. By the way, take your time out, like the video, subscribe just to get this out of the way. I'm going to be doing my boxing streams on my secondary channel T Street Uncut. What's the boxing rankings? Because streams can be a bit dangerous when you do what I want to do, where I legally show fair use highlights because I'm doing commentary. You're legally allowed to show, for example, right here, you're legally allowed to show highlights. But let me tell you what they'll do, and the Zone is known for this bullshit. They'll copyright my video, right? Boom. I got to edit certain pieces out. All right, whatever. The video sometimes is just totally destroyed. But then they'll do some other slimy shit where they'll copyright strike the video, and I got to appeal that, and it'll take sometimes from 10 days to a month. So even though it was, and I'll get the video back, but during that time when the video, when people will be watching and researching the fight on YouTube, and in the algorithm, they take the video down. That's some hating ass shit. So that's why it's hard for me to do live streams and cover some of the fights that I cover on the main channel because some of the bullshit that they be on. Anyway, Terram Moana's in the ring. I was pulling him. What was I doing? I was talking about the 140-pound division. I guess let's watch some Terram Moana first. I kind of like this guy. Let's see what he got. Take a time out.
So a little background on the name of
like the video, subscribe.
Terram Moana is his birth name. For a while, Terram Moana went by his middle name of Samson. Shortly after his grandfather passed away, he was also named Terram Moana. He went back.
There we go. So let's see this Terram Moana. I did watch a couple of his fights. I think like 4 of them, but remember, they don't go that far. Heavyweight, 7-0 with 7 KOs, 27 years old, 6'6". He's been ranging in weight. Look, from 300 and 265. He looks slim tonight, though. It's at 265. Nice, tall, slim frame. Obviously, he's only 7-0, and he's still a prospect. He's not even close to being a fringe contender yet. He's like 5-6 fights away. Maybe 5 fights away from that before he can get into like the top 15. So, of course, at 27 years old, they want to move him a little fast. But from these fights that he's had, I haven't seen anything to like really rate him as a fighter because, he's fighting. Obviously, he's on the prospect path. So he's fighting, like low-level competition that he's supposed to go out there and do a demolition job on. So it's not really nothing to really go off yet. And this is the times like when I say like, all right, I want to see this fighter do some rounds. So as you can see, you would think, like what type of fighter is he? Like what type of style of fighter is he? Is he going to be a mover, puncher? Is he going to be like a go out there, like try to knock? Oh shit, I can't show that. My bad. Try to knock you out type deal. See what's going on here? Why is that going like that? I can't show that. That's probably going to get copyrighted. My bad. That was my fault. Anyway, no more check-ins. I didn't use up my quota. So, I can't really, you can't really gauge what type of fighter he's going to be yet. Yeah, the main card started. The next fight up is Cruz, Andy Cruz, and the Japanese bloke who I haven't even done any research on. I know I've been slipping. Yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of boxing tonight. We're going to talk about Pacquiao, Barrios. We're going to talk about how I feel about what Turkey Out Shake's trying to do in boxing and how, at this time it's just really not working. Fights are still not making no money. They're still being streamed to smithereens. I want to talk about Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. and how Chavez Jr. can be the hero that we need. By the way, we're still in round 1 of Terram Moana versus Whitfield. Heavyweights. Oh, big uppercut. Okay, yeah, he's asleep. This fight is over. 35 seconds left in round number 1. Whitfield just got knocked out by Terram Moana. Uppercut in the corner. Looked like a right uppercut. I'll see if I can get you a little bit of a replay. So the next fight up is going to be Andy Cruz and Mishiro. Let me see if I can get you a replay of that. It's going to be up soon. Obviously, they just it just happened. Let me see if I can get you a highlight. There we go. Let's see. Terram, Moana. It ain't gonna be up yet though. What's going on, guys? Give me a minute. I'm gonna read the chat. Oh yeah, here it is right here. That's the punch that put him down. So even though, as I was talking about earlier, even though I'm legally, allowed to show little clips like this, sometimes the zone, especially, they can, get sand in their vaginas and they start sending out copyright strikes like candy. But anyway, first round KO by Terram Moana. Yes, he's got two names the same. But what is he? Is he a Kiwi? Oh, he is Samoan. So his name is Terram Moana Samson Jr. Leon Terram Moana. That's a cool name. He just knocked out this guy right here, Aleem Whitfield, from Geneva, New York, 35 years old. His name is the Hammer. Has he fought anybody that we know of? Nope. So he's just pretty much he was 9-1 coming into this fight. Okay, but against who? Well, 5-19, 3. All right, well, ain't nothing really there. So now I'm guessing we're going to hear and see if he's going to do a post-fight interview. But yeah, he's working his way up the rankings. Well, the prospect rankings. Zach, what did I do with that KO? Here's the KO. It was 35 seconds left in the first round. That stiff one right there. It was that one right there. And you can see when he sits down, you can just see he just, boom. That's it. He was asleep. He was asleep. So anyway, as I was saying, we were looking at the rankings of the 140-pound division, where the main event, Kambosos, for one, Kambosos is a small dude. He is not a guy, in my opinion, that should be fighting at 140 pounds. IBF champion Richardson Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell. Who is Antoine Russell supposed to be fighting? He's in talks to fight Andy Hiroka, right? Hiroaka? How you pronounce this guy's name? Well, the Japanese guy on Tank and Lamont Roach 2 in August. I believe that's going to be the fight. Antoine Russell versus Hiroka. Alberto Puello is supposed to be taking on Sabril Matias on that Jersey card. New York card with Edgar Berlanga and Shakur Stevenson headlining. By the way, Terram Moana, as I said, got the knockout.
So Terram Moana now 8-0 with 8 knockouts in his profession.
So he's probably not going to get a post-fight interview, but normally it's like that with prospects. But anyway, so you got Richardson Hitchens fighting tonight. You got Gary Antoine Russell, WBA champion, who will likely be fighting Andy Hiroka on the Tank versus Lamont Roach 2 undercard. Alberto Puello was supposed to be taking on Sabril Matias if nothing happened since I last researched that fight, July the 12th. And you got Teofimo Lopez, the bigot. You know what? Listen. Every time listen. There's bad blood between me and Teofimo Lopez. I just don't like him. Oh, we are getting a post-fight interview. Let's listen in.
All the fun you wanted, it's only going to make it worse.
All right, let's see if Chris Mannix can keep up with those steps. Well, Terram Moana, congratulations. There was no way I was getting in the way of that Tila dance. That was coming one way or the other. You can't seem to get out of the first round of these fights. You pick up another first-round knockout. How'd you feel about that performance?
First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ!
My Uncle Devilla right here, he really liked me to get people out in the first round there. If you haven't noticed, all my past 4 fights in these shorts, I think I've done them proud, so I think my next fight I'll change my uniform and we'll get a new one. But yeah, what an opportunity to fight here in New York, Madison Square Garden. Thank you all, New York. Thank you for coming to support me. Keep an eye out, because there's a new bloke on the scene. Like, I'm here to take over the heavyweight division. Obviously, I've got to go one step at a time up the ladder, but I want to do it like Fight Night, the game back in the day. Like, go up the ladder, beat everyone there, not skip someone. That's what I want to do. I'm a fighter and I love to fight.
Aleem Whitfield had a good amateur background and he came into this fight with a lot of confidence. What were you seeing from him early on?
Oh, I just watched his sparring. You know, I've been in with the best in the world in the Olympics. I believe I should have been the gold medalist, but, you know, such is life, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. God has a plan for me, and I guess it's on the path to be world champ. Let's go.
What has this last week and a half been like for you? You thought you were going to fight back in Australia. You had to turn around over the last weekend, come here to New York, and fight here in the city. What's it been like?
Oh, it's been awesome just to be here representing my family and my countries, Australia and Cook Island. It's a blessing. It's an opportunity, and I took it with both hands, literally. And yeah, thank you all for coming out, and what a life.
You were an excellent amateur fighter, a former Olympian. You've been dominant so far as a pro. What's different about you in the pro ranks?
I like the pros because you can really hurt your opponent. The gloves are smaller. It makes me faster. I believe I'm the fastest heavyweight out there. Whoever wants it can get it.
You said you'll fight everybody.
Talking that big talk.
A guy that I know you want to fight is Bakadir Jalalov, who is back here in New York on July 26th. Yeah. Not here tonight, but here July 26th. How far do you think we're away from seeing you two go at it again?
I think you'll definitely see us fight in the future.
Yeah, but here's the guy he's talking about.
I think you should talk to my manager, Brian Peters. He's the best. He's the mastermind behind it. And yeah, you know, I'll take care of anyone who steps in the ring.
Congratulations, Terram, Moana.
Thank you very much. God bless everyone. God bless America. Let's go.
Nah, it's too.
We'll turn to you briefly. You got a new star here in your stable. Incredible young heavyweight. Incredible performance tonight from Terram, Moana.
Yeah, especially when he jumped on the plane just on Sunday last week to get here from Australia. He took an opponent 7-0. You know, didn't know a lot about him. With good pedigree, destroyed him. This guy's a future world heavyweight champion, as you see. Full of energy, full of personality. Exactly what the sport needs. But as I said to you before we got into the ring, it's the fundamentals that he has, the attributes that he has. He has speed, he has IQ, and he has terrific punching power as well. So remember the name. So nice they named him twice. Terram Moana will be the big star. We're going to have a show in Australia in August. I want to box him there, then bring him back over to the UK and America for 2 or 3 fights, keep him nice and busy. End of the year, 10-0, 11-0, and then we step into championship contention.
I'll ask you the same question. Jalalov, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, got 2 wins over him in the amateur ranks. Is that a big fight down the road?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know,
it's not happening no time soon.
Fight everybody. That new era of heavyweights, Jalalov, Moses Italma, you know, all of those guys coming through the ranks. Justice Huni with a great performance the other week. Those are the new breed of heavyweights. And like I said, he's going to be right up there. Anybody that has the kind of power that he has, the fundamentals, the athleticism, he's a real star. And he's got the charisma, the personality to match. So you're going to love the journey. Let's keep him busy, and let's see him in championship contention in 2026.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
Thank you.
Guys?
All right, so to break that down,
Thank you so much.
Terram Moana and Jalalov got bad blood from the amateurs. Is it on here? Boom. Back in 2024. Jalalov is further ahead in his career than Terram Moana. So he's saying he wants him next, but to be very honest, that from my understanding and, you know, from what I'm seeing, it's not going to be happening no time soon. Maybe not for the next couple of years, if it does happen at all within that time frame. He's going to be returning on the undercard of the 154-pound championship between Xander Zayas and Jorge Garcia Perez on July 26th. So if y'all want to see who Jalalov is, I believe this is the last Top Rank on ESPN card too. You know, their ESPN deal is up. I'm interested to see where they're going to go next. And there's some rumblings about them going multiple places, meaning you'll be able to see Top Rank fights on different networks. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, next up is, let me get this out of here. Clogged up my screen. Get you out of here. Get you out of here. Next up is going to be Andy Cruz versus Hironori Mishiro. And this is an eliminator, isn't it? Or is this a mandatory? I mean, not a mandatory. Wait a minute. Is this an eliminator or a final eliminator? Where are we at? Where are we at? No. Okay, you got Shakira Stevens taking on Zabeta. That's going to be on July 12th on that Edgar Berlanga Hamza Shiraz card. By the way, this fight is not selling nothing, by the way. You got Keyshawn Davis, who did that bullshit last week. Haven't heard anything from him, but he was stripped. For those who don't know, he was the fight last week against Edwin De Los Santos, and he came in 4.3 pounds overweight. So he was stripped of his 135-pound title. And you have Raymond Muratalla, who's been elevated to full champion because Lomachenko retired. That was kind of sad. Tank Davis will be fighting Lamont Roach. And for those who don't know, Tank Davis was in talks to fight Jake fucking Paul, but the Lamont Roach fight was a draw. That was a real thing. We're going to talk about Jake Paul, though, later on in the video or in the stream or possibly after the in the post-fight show. So, yes, we're going to be here for a post-fight show. That's my bread and butter right there. That's how I'm going to catch up. Staying on live after the events go off. But anyway. So, Andy Cruz, he's fighting to be the mandatory for Raymond Muratalla. All right, there we go. That makes sense. So, who is this kid? Have I seen him fight before? I don't think so. Have y'all seen... Let's watch some tape. Let's go find some tape on Mr. I got a feeling I've seen him somewhere, though. Well, only one way to find out. Give me 1 minute. Let me find some tape. Let's see. Do we got any tape? I'm typing in his name. Oh, we got some tape. Here we go. Let's see what you got. That him? Oh, look at the belt. I got the tiger on it or some shit. Let's see. There's a lion. I don't know. I'm not seeing enough in this tape. Show me a highlight, something. I don't even know which one he is. You know, which one is he? Wait, let me see. Let me compare the pictures. That doesn't give me enough. Let me see. That give me enough. Which one are you, man? Is he in the white? I think he is in the white. That's him. All right. He's in the white. And this was 6 months ago. Yeah, I am looking for the Donaire Campos fight. Remind me. In fact, that's going to be coming on soon. PBC's Amazon deal is almost up. Man, Andy Cruz going to beat this dude down. Well, probably not beat him down, but give him a boxing lesson. So, yeah, even, you know, let me tell you something about these divisions. From 135, 140, and even 147. 147 is like dead now that Boots is gone. If you don't know, if you haven't heard, Boots is vacating his WBA and IBF 147-pound titles. Mario Barrios is going to be taking on Manny fucking Pacquiao. Brian Norman Jr. is going over to Japan to take on Jin Sasaki. We're going to be covering that. It's going to be on the 19th in the morning. We're going to be covering that. Rolly Romero is the full WBA champion. Isn't that crazy? And him and Devin Haney are probably going to be fighting out at Teofimo Lopez on some bullshit. And you're going to have Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker, I'm guessing, for the vacant title. Is looking like, ew. 147 is kind of a wasteland. I mean, yeah, okay, you got Teofimo, you know, possibly being there. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, you know, Shakram, Gayasov, he's got to get his title shot. He's, you know, you got Conor Ben. I wonder what's going on between him and that rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. They were saying it was going to be in September, right? I'm guessing if it is going to happen, they got to announce it soon. But when you look at 147, ew, just look, that's it. And then 140 ain't no better. Like who, like, okay, take Teofimo out. Who is the number, who do you think is going to be the number one guy at 147 and 140 pounds? Now, me personally, Gary Antoine Russell, see, the fact that he lost to Alberto Pulia, it's, you know, Let me see. Let's see how Subriel Matias looks. I can't believe he lost to Liam Parrow, to be very honest. So let's see how he looks on July the 12th. But right now, it looks like, Richardson Hitchens and Gary Antoine Russell. And would you pick Gary Antoine Russell's style to beat Richardson Hitchens? I think that Hitchens probably has enough to neutralize Gary Antoine Russell. Can he deal with that onslaught? So if I was to rate the 140 pounders, my top 4, let's go 5. My top 5 140 pounders. I'm going to go Richardson Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell, Subriel Matias, Alberto Puello, and Isaac Cruz. I'm kind of confused on because he's a small guy. I don't mean to disrespect him. I'm sorry. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I don't know if I could pick Isaac to beat Richardson Hitchens. Let's see how he looks tonight. Gary Antoine Russell is too big for Isaac Cruz. I don't know if Cruz can beat, I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay, you got Keyshawn. See, I was trying to stay away from fighters that would probably move up. By the way, we're waiting for them to get the show on the road. It's a lot of fillers since the Terram Moana fight ended in 1 round. I was trying to focus on fighters that, may not move up, like Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn. Who else will probably be moving up sometime soon? I don't think that Andy Cruz is going to stay at 130, 130, 35 that long. Oh, speaking of the devil, he's making his ring walk. Oh, no, not yet. What's Rayo doing? This guy's so up and down. You never know with him, man. You never know him. But either way, as I was saying, between 135, between 135, let me see, 130. Like for real, between 130 and 147, outside of like who, like it's only like a handful of fighters between 130 and 147 that really stand out. Lamont Roach because of his performance against Tank. Emmanuel Navarrete. I'm talking about something that stand out. Just like, okay, you know what, they got something with them. But then again, Navarrete, well, he's got problems. Because his last fight was ruled a no contest, and it should have been. He got cut. So you got Lamont Roach sticks out. Let's say, Navarrete sticks out. Let's say I am not covering no Iran and Israel. I'm not like watching that. I don't have time for it, man. Tank Davis, Zepeda, Schofield. I don't know what's up with him. Abdullah Mason. I'm talking about fighters that stand out. Andy Cruz, of course. Up at 140, Richardson Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell, Puello, Sandor Martin, Isaac Cruz. Jack Catterall, Subriel Matias. I'm talking about like standout type fighters. Prograis still kicking around, and at 147, well, 147 is now a shit show now that Boots is gone. And shouldn't Boots be getting heat for like, I guess you can say he, can you say like that was a smart, like kind of way to avoid Virgil Ortiz to go fight Stanionis, but then move up directly after that? I mean, after all, he did have to have a significant fight. And the Stanionis fight, it did make sense. It was a unification, so it was significant in its own way. Do I think putting money on Bud winning by KO? Oh my goodness, I don't know, man. I would never do nothing like that. By the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I was already feeling it. I already had like the itch, but I think Bud gonna pull it off. And it's sad because I know that it's gonna be a whole lot of racism going on. People are gonna try to put me in the box because remember, for those who don't know, things got a little bit too complicated over the last, several months. So back in January, I decided to renounce identifying as half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Chicano. I just just too much going on. I didn't want to get, confused or get confused with an immigrant and then get like shipped off somewhere by accident. So, and also I checked my ancestry.com and no bullshit. I'll show you. I checked my ancestry and I just don't, I just don't have like enough Mexican in me. I'll show you. Let me see. Make sure there's no information. So yeah, I checked my ancestry. I was looking to see if I had some Mexican, but so this is what I am. I'm 29% Nigerian, 16% Mali, 16% just black. I'm just fucking I'm African. It's as African as you can get. And us Nigerians, I guess I'm just Nigerian. I'm gonna tell people I'm Nigerian. And us Nigerians, we got a bad rap. We get called scammers. I got a little bit of Danish up in me. Let me see. It's got to be some Spanish. There you go. 2% Spaniard. And I got a little bit 1% Iceland. So I just decided it just would be silly for me to keep. 2%. That's a little. What's that? Like a teaspoon of Spanish blood, something like that. But damn, 29% Nigerian. I wonder who was up here fucking in my past. What person went from down here and said, I'm going to go over to Iceland? Or what white woman, went to Africa and got smashed? Got BBC. You think she went somewhere? Like, how did this happen? Somebody in history was, But anyway, back to boxing. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Waiting for them to finish up with this filler content before they, start the next fights. And hopefully Andy Cruz don't stink it up. His last fight I wasn't too impressed with. Let's see. Let's get my man. Oh, and let me show y'all this. Let me show you this. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. So not only do we got to pay for Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr., which is $60, but Langa versus Shiraz with that card with Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda, that's $60. And then we got to pay for Usyk versus Dubois too, $60. Well, how did it ever get to a point to where we got to pay for UK fights over here in the States? It's never been that way. That's wild. Let's listen to Eddie Hearn.
A lot of stuff coming up for Matchroom. Let's start with July 12th, the big show over in Queens. Hamza Shiraz, Edgar Berlanga, top of that card, and Shakur Stevenson going up against William Zepeda. We're finally getting the matchup between Shakur and Zepeda. It's been interesting last year or so for them. Shakur's battled hand injuries. Zepeda's had some rough moments against Tevin Farmer. How are you feeling about Shakur going into that fight?
Fantastic. How I feel about Shakur going into every fight. I think he's a pound-for-pound star. I think he's the king of the lightweight division. But you need a good dance partner. Zepeda is undefeated, very tough, but also has the style that I think will gel very well with Shakur, for Shakur. Shakur is a master counterpuncher. He's got a tremendous IQ. And I think will show that aggressiveness against a very aggressive and game Zepeda, who will try and cut the distance, do all the things that you think is the way to beat
Rick Reno be looking fucking ridiculous sometimes. Young man is. He was the founder of Boxing Scene, by the way.
Getting a world title shot against Canelo Alvarez about a year ago. Now he gets Hamza Shiraz, who's moving up to 168 pounds. This is a very interesting fight to me. To me, this looks like a 50-50 type of fight. How about you?
Yeah, I think this is a fascinating fight. I mean, fair play to Hamza Shiraz. I felt like he underperformed in his last fight for the world title, but very tight at 160 pounds. You see the size of Hamza. He's a huge man. You see that there next to Edgar, and Edgar's big there in that particular clip, you know. It's a very dangerous fight for Hamza to be going into New York against a big power puncher in Edgar Berlanga, who is full of confidence coming off the Canelo Alvarez fight. Shiraz now teaming up with
I'll
Andy,
be right back.
I think one of the best trainers in the world. I think that's going to help him, but crunch time. Will Shiraz's chin hold up to the power of Edgar Berlanga, who right now has the spring in his step?
All right, a week later, you're going down to Frisco, Texas. Bam Rodriguez trying to become a unified champion at 115 pounds. He's taking on Cafu. Heard he sold a lot of tickets already for this fight. Very interesting fight for Bam Rodriguez.
Huge ticket sales down in Texas. Obviously, with the Dallas Cowboys working there, up to about 7,000 already. We're expecting 12 or 13,000 on the night for Jesse Bam Rodriguez, that has become a true star of the sport. In my opinion, top 5 pound for pound. By the way, this is the toughest fight out there for Jesse. People talk about the Puma fight. Cafu is strong, powerful, awkward, and very tricky. I think it's a tough unification matchup, a great card. Diego Pacheco against Trevor McCumbee, Ammo Williams in a final eliminator, Amari Jones, so much more. July 19th, just part of a massive schedule for DAZN.
They got a great minor league baseball team down there in Frisco. They got a pool in the outfield. You got to check it out. Friday
we're
night,
back.
Frisco, Texas. I will definitely be there. All right, Andy Cruz fighting in the co-main, just moments away. You've moved him along very quickly, got into that IBF line very early. Now he's one fight away from being potentially in a world title shot. He gets a bit of an unknown in Mishiro. What are you expecting from Andy tonight?
I mean, I'm expecting tremendous skill, but, you know, as we've seen lately, the big debate, we want excitement. You know, I think Andy's adapted well to the pro game. He's sat down on his shots, he's forced some stoppages, he's been quite aggressive in there as well. We know that no one wants to fight Andy Cruz, so what you have to do is get him in the mandatory position. We know with the IBF, this is a final eliminator. If he wins tonight, he will fight Murataya for the IBF World Lightweight Title. It's opening up. You've got Abdullah Mason against Sam Noakes. Obviously, Shakur is the king. Keyshawn's moving up. Massive chance for Andy Cruz, and if he can win tonight and look good doing it, can make a big statement.
All right, in the main event, Richardson Hitchens' first defense of his 140-pound title. He goes up against the man who is very dangerous in this particular building, George Kambosos, 2-0 in Madison Square Garden. You were sitting right there, ringside, when Kambosos upset the apple cart in 2021. How anxious are you that a big underdog once again, George Kambosos, could repeat?
I mean, anxious but excited, if I'm honest with you.
Let me
I know both guys well.
find the
Richardson Hitchens has a chance
Give me a minute, I'll be
to
right
really
back.
propel himself with those American superstars. You know, this is a young guy, undefeated, world champion, homecoming defense, and a chance to really be, I think, aggressive tonight and spiteful against a very game and aggressive himself, Kambosos. It's Kambosos' birthday today. He has the greatest win from an Australia fighter, arguably, of all time. And tonight he can become a 2-division world champion. He's a tough man. He's a determined man. And I think this is a wonderful matchup. A chance for Hitchins to look very good, but a chance for Kambosos to make some big history.
His birthday. It's almost cinematic. You're almost setting it up, Eddie, for
Well,
another
we chose
big
the
night
date.
for George Kambosos. The entertainment value of it all. Richardson Hitchens is a great boxer, but you talked about the need nowadays more than ever to be entertaining. Do you think that Richardson Hitchens needs to do more than just go out there and try to win a wide decision?
I think if he wants to put himself in the mix for those big names, you know, sometimes when you're as good as Richardson Hitchens, people will use that excuse not to fight you. You know, if you light the place up tonight, if you give everybody that excitement, if you get the world talking about you, the big fights will come. But doing it again, he won't have to go looking for George Kambosos. Kambosos will be in front of him, and everyone will think that the key to being Hitchens...
so much better, and I'm going to give it all I got again every single time, but 42 is the mind. It's the mind, the heart of a warrior that never stops me. Age don't matter,
Wait a minute.
soy guerrero.
The age is just a number.
Yes, sir.
Decíamos que la edad es solo
How did I
un
miss the
número.
fucking fight?
Dijo que es campeón a los 42, 2 años de ausencia, pero que igualmente esos 42 años trajeron corazón, trajeron mente, trajeron ciencia y es campeón otra vez. Y que la próxima vez él lo pueda hacer.
He like he lost. Did he lose?
I will do my best the next time. It's going to be better. I'm going to keep getting stronger and stronger from here. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. God is good. Keep praying. In my heart, I will always keep going.
Dios es bueno, la próxima vez será más fuerte, será más
You know what
inteligente.
pisses me off?
Va a haber una próxima vez, next time, but in Argentina.
I would love to. I would love to. If Argentina wants me back, I would love to come back.
Dice, bueno, le gustaría volver, le gustaría retornar a Argentina. I know you know some words in Spanish for all this crowd and all
man.
the people watching around.
I was running my
this
mouth. I
country,
could have been
all South
watching
America.
this.
I will do better and better and better porque it's my choice to get better. From here on out, I will always do better. It is my job. But first and foremost, without you guys, everybody out there, there is no Nonito Donaire, there is no champion. Because of you, gracias.
Bueno, Nonito, manda un saludo a todos. Agradece la oportunidad.
Oh, I missed the fight. This whole time I was running my mouth because the zone had this filler on. I could have covered the no, man.
That I will go.
No solo tenemos la mejor carne, sino somos mejores en todo. Palabra de Nonito Donaire. Thank
Marcelo González con Nonito con la...
Damn, did he lose? Let me see if I can find something on Twitter. I'm kind of upset about that. I was running my mouth, and that whole time, I could have been watching Donaire. Oh, wait, we got highlights. We got some highlights. Oh, I got to mute that. I got to mute it. I'm sorry. They're playing some Argentine rap. Oh, he won. All right, cool. All right. I thought he had got beat up by, all right. Okay, all right, we back. So Donaire won. I'm going to try to get it some more clips. Earlier today, I had researched. I was like, all right, Argentina, they're an hour ahead of us. Let me make sure come 10 o'clock. No, I said, yeah, I say 10 o'clock? I think I said 10 o'clock. Let me go over 10 p.m. my time. It's 9:57. Let me go check. And sure enough, the fight came on earlier. But anyway, here is Andy Cruz. Dag, I'm kind of upset about that. I could have been watching that fight. So anyway, let's get back to business. How you guys doing? Make sure you drop a like. Just letting you guys know. I'm going to be streaming on this channel for the next, I don't know, couple of weeks or so. But then come July, I'm going to be streaming on my secondary channel, T Street Uncut. But I'll be letting you guys know about that as we go along. So you don't have to worry about that right now. Oh, yeah, I was looking for some clips on Donaire. Let's see. Let's see what the people are saying. Donaire finishes in style. The Filipino Flash looks sharp in his comeback, earning a technical nod. WBA, I don't trust your news. The interim bantamweight title, and I think he's 42, right? Here's the scores: 87-84, 87-84, 88-83. Okay, but did those cards reflect the real fight, though? Oh, wait a minute. No, he got the stoppage. Well, that left hand ain't been no myth, that left hook. So anyway, let's see how this Japanese guy looks against Andy Cruz, and if Andy Cruz going to stink out the joint. Can you imagine, like, who thought that it would be a good idea to put Andy Cruz and Richardson Hitchens together back to back? That's risky. That's you know, that's masochism right there. Somebody's a sicko. Oh, it was a clash of heads. All right, cool. So the fight was stopped after 9 and went to the calls of a clash of heads. But wasn't one of those fights where Donaire was really up and he wasn't just getting, you know, some love from the judges? Well, anyway, let's listen to the opening of these guys.
4.6 pounds. Professional record, 17 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Matsue, Japan, here is the reigning Japanese lightweight champion, Hironori Mishiro.
Hironori.
Mishiro.
Hironori. There you go. Mishiro.
And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black with diamond trim. He's scaled at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds, bang on. Professional record, thus far perfect. 5 fights, 5 victories, 2 of his 5 wins coming by way of
I forgot he was only 5-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2020 Olympic gold medalist and the reigning and undefeated IBF International Lightweight Champion, presentando el orgullo de Alacranes, Matanzas, Cuba.
Did you know Boozy like 68 years old? That's pretty crazy.
Cruz.
68 years old. That's a 68-year-old man right there. All right, let's see how this turns out. Let me pull up the resumes here.
Okay, gentlemen, you already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Well, Andy Cruz mourned the recent retirement of Vasily Lomachenko, who, like him, was a prodigious amateur. But like him, he is following in
I'm not so sure about Andy Cruz either. There's still some things I need to see. No, I didn't go out during the Super Bowl. I'm too old for that shit, man. No way. In fact, I fell asleep on the game. Mishiro got some aggressiveness to him coming out the first round. He not fighting scared. He only has 6 KOs though, so you know that is kind of concerning. 30-year-old from Yokohama, Kanazawa, Japan. Nice body shot from Andy Cruz. Nice jab from Andy Cruz. Second jab, accuracy 100%. Jab to the body, accuracy now 75%, 3 or 4. I'm not gonna be doing that all fight. Doing percentages and shit. I mean, outside of Keyshawn, which he would have to move up to 140 to fight, who is his rival? Who do we want to see Andy Cruz fight at 135 pounds? Let's see here. I mean, from what I've seen from Muratalla, he can beat Muratalla. I covered Muratalla last fight and several of them, by the way. Shakur Stevenson is probably going to move up. We ain't going to never see Tank Davis versus Andy Cruz. I don't believe it. Thanks, Elijah. I don't believe it. Yeah, Mishiro is kind of robotic out there. Like, he's kind of a, I don't want to say punching bag yet, but he's right there to be hit. And the way it's looking like is Andy Cruz might be able to get a stoppage if he don't play with his food for 12 rounds. This is a 12-round fight, by the way. I'm supposed to have UFC on my iPad. Let me make sure I check in some good fights. Usman versus Buckley's on tonight.
And further to that point, you know, one of the core tenets of the Cuban boxing school is to always finish with that lead hand.
You know, okay, nice little left hand. It was kind of a trip, but Mishiro, you know, got a nice little shot in on Andy Cruz. Round 1 coming to an end. Round 1 belongs to Andy Cruz. I hope he don't play with his food, man. Go ahead and knock this guy out. That's going to piss me off if he don't. No, I think it was a trip. He was kind of moving backwards. But let's see if we can get a replay. I don't think that it was a hard punch that was going to put Andy down. Oh, wait, I haven't even shared my stream. What am I doing?
You can make the
Slipping.
most out of every match. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets.
Let's see here.
Just download the app and use the promo code when you sign up.
What if Kambosos win tonight? That'd be some shit. Upset the order.
More jabs, though. More jabs. He can't get past the jab. When he come in, pop, pop, pop. Then look, give me the angle. Give me the angle. Good shit.
Yeah, good shit. Let's see here.
Live here at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Andy Cruz and Hironori Mishiro here in our co-feature. IBF Title Eliminator. Good opening round for Andy Cruz. One good right hand from Mishiro right before the bell. Guys, we saw Cruz in the corner, of course, with Bozienis, and for my money, this is one of the most interesting kind of fusions of boxing ideologies, and Andy Cruz has talked about combining what he learned back home in Cuba now with the Philly style of fighting that he's learning now.
Yeah, Andy Cruz very easily could have gone to a trainer in Southern California, could have gone to a trainer over in Europe, but he wanted to learn this pro style. He wanted to become a power puncher. So he goes up to Philadelphia and starts training with Bozienis, and that's been the emphasis.
I don't know. I mean, at least this Mishiro guy, he's not out there like looking like he's trying to roll over for those who are watching. He's got, I mean, even if it's not, how can I say, as like, you know, like effective, he does have Andy Cruz on the back foot. And it looks like he's waiting for some type of setup to let a left hook go, but, you know, I don't know. Andy Cruz is viewed to be somewhat of a master boxer.
And you can see that the jab is already busting up the mouth and bloodying the mouth of Mishiro.
I'm not sure, though. I mean, as I said, I like, you know, I like how Mishiro's moving around the ring. You know, he doesn't really seem to have anything to try to figure out. I mean, it doesn't seem like he can figure out Andy Cruz, but I like that he's not going out there or taking that long-ass flight over here just to come and just, you know, be a punching bag, or at least, well, it is only round two. Let's see how this goes.
Excellent as well. He's not someone that is going to run around the ring. Like, to make a comparison, he is not a guy like William School. He's not going to use the entirety of the ring to try to avoid getting hit. He'll stand.
I'm still upset about that weekend of William School and Canelo and Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez. Ew. I bashed that fight so bad, the Zone copyrighted my video. Took it down for a month. I need to put that fight out of my mind. Okay. Andy Cruz letting his hands go. 30 seconds left in round number 2. Put it this way. It's just 2 rounds, but it's good to see Andy Cruz aggressive like this. Because, you know, even though, yes, his career is still young as far as professional, but he is on the fast track. And, you know, he's 5-0 with, you know, 2 KOs. I would have at least liked him to have 3 or 4 at that, you know. But, yeah, let's see here. Where have I seen him fight? It's nobody on here that I know of. Min Hung Jung is who he lost to, his last loss back in 20. Wait a minute, this guy's been active. Let me mute this. So, let's see. He had 3 fights in 2024. This is his 4th fight in 14 months. 3 fights in 2023. So he's been, you know, since, you know, I guess you could say the beginning of 2023, been pretty active. And his last 2 were by stoppage. Let's see, what card was these? Nope, don't know this card. Don't know this card. Sometimes it make you wonder, like, how these guys get their rankings. By the way, the beginning in round number 3.
Pesky jabs, and once he starts throwing that right hand, he gets respect from opponents. That's what I want to see right now. Putting Andy Cruz on the
I mean, at least Mishiro's not, like I said, I keep saying the same thing, but I like that it looks like he's trying to find a way to win. Like he looks confident.
Am I worried about getting the win on the scorecards if I'm fighting overseas? Should I be more
big
aggressive?
jab when he took Mishiro head off. Let me see, when Andy's last knockout? Let's see. Andy's last knockout was against Antonio Moran. Didn't that was on that Crawford Madrimov undercard. Didn't Devin Haney stop him, or Devin Haney went the distance with him? Devin Haney stopped in 7. All right, cool. See, as you can see, if you're watching, Mishiro has Andy Cruz on the back foot. He just don't really have like the skill set to really do anything off of that. That jab of Andy Cruz. Oh, just got dropped from a right hand. Pull him back with his hands down. Or I'm going to get you a replay. 1 minute, 6 seconds left in round number 3. Yeah, this might not go the distance. And he went down slow, too. I'm glad to see Andy aggressive like this. This is about to get stopped. Andy letting his hands go. A lot of time left in the round, 51 seconds. And, oh, my gosh. This is going to be an ugly KO. Mishiro's trying to do this slow-ass shoulder roll. Oh, this is getting ugly. Big body shot from Mishiro. Mishiro got some balls, man. Mishiro looks like he's recovered. He don't got no defense. His face is just right there. I would get you a replay. Oh, my gosh, and it's the same right hand. He just hit him with 3, 4, 5. Mishiro just got hit with 5 straight overhand rights. He has no type of, oh, my gosh. Dude has no type of head movement. No type of upper defense. His face and the side of his head is just there to be hit. Let me see if I can get you a replay of this knockdown, man. That was ugly. And when he gets dropped so slow. Yeah, his defensive rating is like pretty abysmal. Here, let me find you a replay, man. And it's the same punch. And he's taking it like leaning to the side of it. Let me see here, man. Where we at? Let's see if they got one up. Oh, ref checking him out. They're sending him out there. It's going to get ugly. So look how he just take them right hands. By the way, we're going into round number 4. Look how he just take those right hands. Boom. Boom. And they on the ear, too. Straight equilibrium. And they're clean. You can't get in it. And it's like, why? He can't roll with him, though. He's trying to roll with him. It's like, that's not you, Japanese man. He's not even rolling with him. He's just turning his head and his body. He's not even turning his head. He's turning his whole body. Okay, so Mishiro's trying to block those right hands. Oh, just ate another one. He just can't stop that punch. This is going to be ugly, man. I don't remember what the last fight I saw a Japanese fighter go to sleep. I'm talking about some sleep. Can anybody remind me? Okay, nice body shot from Mishiro. 1 minute, 50 seconds left in round number 4. Mishiro got balls, though. Mishiro got balls.
I mean, this is the thing about these Japanese fighters, man. They got heart to spare. They could take a shot. They could keep coming. Very resilient.
Like, he's throwing some nice shots. And Mishiro, let me tell you, and even when he goes down, he don't look stunned. Mishiro's fighting. Oh, yeah, the dude, Loma. Who was that again? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Masayuki? Was that him? Don't tell me. Masayuki Ito? Was that him? Hey. Oh, they go that right hand again. I like Mishiro. I mean, yeah, his defense is shit. But look, he's constantly on the front foot. Look, determined. No, it wasn't Nakatani. It was Masayuki something. I'm going to look it up, though, but 18 seconds left in round number 4. Oh, no. Right hand and the left, straight to the front of the face of Masayuki Ito. Ito. Hironori Mishiro. Damn it, I'm butchering his name. All right, let me see if I can get that other knockdown. Because that was ugly.
Our main event still to come, and it is coming up next. George Kambosos Jr.
And look how he just eat him and then just turn his head right back. So he, I don't know what to call this. Like, he's not rolling with it. Look, same punch. Just keep eating the same punch over and over again.
Fighting in Australia, now he finds himself back here, kind of in a similar position where his career, nothing can be at stake. His second fight at 140 pounds, and he's facing an undefeated
Same punch.
world champion in Richardson Hitchens.
This guy right here, just keep getting all these title shots. This might be it for him, though. He's probably going to retire after this. You know what's crazy is that George Kambosos is probably one of the top 10 highest paid boxers over the last 5 years. Oh, the doctors are looking at him. Come on, Mishiro. Dude don't got a scar or no swelling nowhere on his face. Look, he don't got no swelling, no nothing. Yeah, we all good. Up in here, I gave him $1. Beginning of round number 5. Andy Cruz back out pumping the jab. Mishiro still on the front foot.
Look, he just needs to go back to what's been working. Popping him with that jab, softening him up, and then lining up those right hands. Whenever you're dealing with,
I just hope that Andy Cruz goes out there and just gets this guy out of there. He already dropped him twice.
you're always going to land cleanly. So those shots right there, those are power jabs, Corey. Those are shots.
You know, oh, big jab and right hand from Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is going for the finish. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the fight. In the round. Round number 5. Mishiro just cannot stop the right hand, and it just sticks all the time. The referee's going to throw this. The referee's going to pull this fight. Referee's going to stop this fight. It's the same punch. Yeah, that's it. Referee stops the fight. 5th round stoppage from Andy Cruz. So,
What a talent Andy Cruz is. Cuban skills with Philadelphia power. A world title shot shot is coming next.
I'm so happy they stopped this fight, man, because these fighters like Mishiro, you got to save them from themselves. Even their corner wasn't stopping this fight. They're that tough. Whenever you're dealing with fighters from Japan, fighters that just willing to go out on their shield, you got to.
I don't know when the last time I saw a fighter take that many right hands in such a short period of time. So Andy Cruz just defeated, let me not butcher this guy's name, Hironori Mishiro via 5th round referee stoppage. Defense, if you was to give him a defensive rating for head and head movement, it would be like a 10%. Like, I don't even know how you would describe this fighter. Like, he just kept eating the same punch over and over and over and over and over again. And the referee just said, you know what? That's enough. I'm going to let you watch it one more time. Just an onslaught. Just an onslaught. So now Andy Cruz is supposed to go on to get a title shot against Raymond Muratalla. This is after Lomachenko retired. Remember, Lomachenko was the IBF champion. He retired last week, so Raymond Muratalla was elevated to full champion. Now Andy Cruz and him are going to be ordered to fight. I wonder if this is going to end up on the Saudi show, or if who's going to lend who out. For example, Top Rank is going to be getting a new deal with some type of... Okay, let me back up. Top Rank ESPN deal is coming to an end. Their last fight on our ESPN deal, if I'm correct, is supposed to be the Xander Zayas card, July 26th. So the point I'm trying to make is Andy Cruz, Will Muratalla, who's a Top Rank fighter, and Andy Cruz, a Matchroom fighter, will Andy Cruz end up on a Top Rank event to try to sell the new Top Rank platform? We're going to talk about that in more detail after the post-fight interview.
Undefeated, he's now the mandatory challenger and next in line for the IBF Lightweight Championship of the World, Andy El Diamante Cruz.
Mishiro's a chef? That's what's up.
So El Diamante shines
look it up.
at MSG here tonight. He's been smiling since his ring walk. He smiled throughout the fight, Sergio. He was having a blast in there. Everything was
let's
working
wait for
him.
And that's when he's his most dangerous. I mean, when he fights
wait
with
for the
rhythm,
post-fight
when he fights
interview.
with that.
So what I was saying was, will Andy Cruz Muratalla take place on a Top Rank card, or could it be on a Saudi card? Or will there be some type of purse bid situation, which both fighters will want to avoid? At least Andy Cruz would, because he only get, 25%. So listen to the post-fight interview.
The biggest fight of your pro career, and you come up with what looked like your best performance.
You just made that up, you
happy with
bastard.
what you did tonight?
En primer lugar, felicidades. Se supone que era la prueba más difícil de tu
This guy's
carrera
really good at
hasta la fecha,
Spanish.
Pero lo hiciste muy bien. ¿Estás contento con tu actuación esta noche?
Por supuesto, estoy muy feliz. Primeramente agradecerle a todos los presentes acá por el apoyo al boxeo en general y por apoyarme a mí en mi carrera. Decirles que esto es un paso más en mi carrera, un escalón más para lograr el principal objetivo, que es ser campeón mundial.
Yeah, so firstly I want to say thank you. I'm really grateful to all the people that turned out, those true fans of boxing, the ones that have followed me throughout my career. And this is just another step on my journey to achieve my main objective, which is to become a world champion.
Mishiro was top 5 rated by the IBF, but he was something of an unknown coming into this fight. How long did it take you to figure him out?
Sí, Mishiro era como el top 5 del IBF, pero poca gente sabía mucho de él. ¿Cuánto tiempo tardaste en descifrarlo en el ring esta noche?
Realmente no sabía mucho de él. En estas últimas semanas pude observar algunas de sus peleas. Un gran peleador, mi respeto para él. Hizo un gran trabajo sobre el ring, pero yo salí a hacer el mío y gracias a Dios salió la victoria.
No, to be honest, I didn't know a great deal about him. Maybe just the last few weeks I've kind of been looking at a few bits and pieces taped, but I have to give him great respect. You know, he was a warrior in there, and I really thank you, but tonight was night.
You landed some heavy right hands, especially in that third round, knocking him down a couple of times. Were you surprised that he kept getting up and he kept coming?
So, obviamente conectaste con unos golpes muy fuertes en el tercer round. ¿Te sorprendió que pudiera levantarse y seguir volviendo a la pelea?
Sí, como ya dije, es un gran peleador, un peleador fuerte, un peleador que asimila muchos golpes. Realmente sí me sorprendió, pero bueno, me preparé para eso y seguí con el tren de pelea y salió el resultado.
Yeah, it did surprise me, a great deal. As I said before, he's a really strong fighter. He was a fighter that was able to withstand a lot of shots in there. But I just continued with my fight plan, ended up getting the job done tonight.
You're now the #1 contender for the title currently held by Raymond Murataya. Do you think a title shot should be your next fight?
Obviamente ahora es como el candidato número 1 para ese título que tiene Murataya. ¿Crees que estás listo y eso es lo que quieres próximo, supongo, no?
Ya dije, desde un principio dije que yo nací listo para estos momentos. Mi primera función era ganar esta pelea y ahora estoy listo para el reto que venga. Kishan, aprende de papá.
Yeah, so at the end I've always said I was born for these moments. I always said I wanted to go into these fights and I'm completely ready for this. ¿Y qué dijiste al final de Kishan?
Kishan, aprende de papá.
Okay, Kishan, learn from your father.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations, Andy.
Gracias.
Guys.
He be trolling the shit out of Keyshawn Davis. So I'm guessing we got some time to talk since it's going to be a bunch of filler before the main event is up next. It is going to be Richardson Hitchens and George Kambosos. But let's wrap this up first. I covered Muratala's last fight against Zaire Abdulayev. And frankly, and I said it in my post-fight video, and I've covered many fights of him in the past, I don't see Raymond Muratala as being a special type of fighter. He's good, yeah. But as it stands right now, I would pick Andy Cruz to beat him. Now, when will the fight happen? We don't know. The IBF can be strict when they want to. I think they're going to be strict with this fight, so I'm guessing we'll see this fight sometime in the fall. Early fall. No, I would say late fall. No later than November we would see this fight. Where will it happen? Well, Muratala's a top-ranked fighter. Andy Cruz is a matchroom fighter. If it goes to purse bid, if I'm correct, the winner of the purse bid would get 75%. Well, the champion would get 75%, meaning Muratala and Cruz would get 25%. So both sides really would want to get a deal done. But as it stands right now, we'll pick Andy Cruz to win. The 135-pound division is, as we talked about earlier, it's kind of all over the place. By the way, here's the punch stats. 88, my God, 15 punches landed to 88. 187 to 58. Mishiro just should have never just came, I guess. But hey, whatever it is. He wanted to get his title shot. So Muratala's the IBF champion after Lomachenko retired. Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are supposed to be fighting August the 16th in their second fight. Teofimo Lopez is circling around that event. Once again, main event's up next. Shakur Stevenson and William Cepeda are facing off July the 12th. Don't be surprised if Shakur wins. He moves up in weight. And we're likely going to get Sam Noakes and who? I believe it's going to be Sam Noakes and, Abdullah Mason for the vacant WBO after Keyshawn Davis last week was stripped by weighing 4.3 pounds over the limit. And also, for those who don't know, Keyshawn Davis decided to try to start a brawl after the Abdullah Mason fight last week when he made Nakatani quit with what was the guy's name again? Shit, I done forgot the guy's name. That fought, what was the guy's, how did I forget his name that quick? He fought Keon Davis as the co-feature of last week's fight at 147 and beat Keon Davis in what some would consider an upset. Anybody remember his name? Do I really have to go look it up? Damn it, y'all gonna make me look it up. Well, anyway, it was a shit show. And Keyshawn is probably going to get suspended. They're going to make me No, it wasn't Keanu. It was Kelvin Davis. My bad. Kelvin is the older one. Kelvin Davis. My bad. Near Albright. So let me tell you what happened for those who don't know. Okay. So Keyshawn was supposed to main event against Edwin De Los Santos. He weighed in 4.3 pounds over the weight limit. The fight was canceled because De Los Santos' team, they didn't want. It was like, nah, we ain't doing that. De Los Santos was able to get $165,000 or something like that. Ended up leaving his promoter Samson, now signed with Jay Prince. This was after the fight. It was a few days ago. Abdullah Mason went on to main event, who was supposed to be the co-feature, went on the main event against Jeremiah Nakathila. Ended up stopping Nakathila. Nakathila quit in his corner, basically saying his eye was hurt. During that fight, Nair Albright did an interview. In fact, I'm going to show you that interview, saying that the Davis brothers Davis, not Kelvin, the oldest one, but Keon and Keyshawn, jumped him in the locker room. Listen to this.
They start walking up to me all tough.
Listen to this.
Sean and his little brother like jumped me. Like they start walking up to me all tough, putting his head against mine, and then grabbed me. Then I was about to swing, but my team and everybody grabbed. They grabbed Keyshawn and everything, and it was, it was crazy.
Coach G and Mike Plabani, your cut man, broke it up.
Yes.
And you're talking about Keon and Keyshawn Davis. Now, Mike Plabani says that bump over your right eye was not there before. Did they do that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So what's your reaction to all this? It's a good night for you. It should have been, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, but it added fire, it added fuel to the flame. Like, Keyshawn, you got to run it back with me in the ring, not outside of the ring.
So you're going to turn this into a Keyshawn fight?
For sure. Like, you feel me? You approaching me on my best night. You feel me? Now we got to settle that.
Have you ever heard of this before? Guys getting jumped in their locker room after a fight? Not even in Philly?
Never heard of that.
Well, there you go, fellas. I mean, he wants a rematch. Pretty interesting argument.
And it got even worse from there. Then, and this is on ESPN. This is on our #1 sports platform. Our #1 sports platform. It's a fucking brawl.
And Nair Albright's brother is in the purple, and you just see Keyshawn.
Like, cuz.
See when you don't control your anger, you see what happens.
And then this is Keyshawn right here, and his baby is there. Why, he gonna go grab his son?
There is another. Or someone else's, but Timmy did.
You can see that the stroller, his baby's there. Like, straight crash out behavior, man. Crash out behavior. When are they gonna start this main event? Straight crash out behavior. So anyway, that's the 135-pound division shit show. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a shit show. I'm interested, though, to see what Tank's going to do if he beats Lamont Roach. He was in talks to fight fucking Jake Paul. I can't believe. And they're still trying to do that, by the way. So anyway, how you guys been? Let's go look at the boxing schedule, by the way. See what's new. Where we at? That Brian Norman fight's coming up. That's going to be on the 19th. That is going to be next Thursday morning. You're going to have Brian Norman taking on Jin Sasaki. Donaire won, by the way, for those who don't know, against Andres Campos. I was able to catch the post-fight interview for that fight probably about half an hour, maybe 25 minutes ago, give or take. Let's see, what other fights are coming up of note? Brian Norman, Jin Sasaki, we're going to be here for that. I probably will stream during this. Next weekend, Galal Yafai, Francisco Rodriguez, those England Matchroom, I mean, those just overall UK shows have been kind of trash. The UK is not big enough for 3 significant promoters with Ben Shalom's Boxer, Frank Warren, Queensberry, and Eddie Hearn's Matchroom. Now, Queensberry, they've been on top, but still, like, the Matchroom shows and them Boxer shows have been dreadful. Vito Malnicki Jr. returns on Top Rank on ESPN next week. Let's see here. Look how loaded this card is. Look how many fighters on this card. I'm guessing they're trying to get everybody active. Their fights in before their new deal or whatever. Let's see. Who else? Rashidi Ellis returns. Anybody care about that? Against Horzek Ruiz. How do you pronounce that? Jojo Diaz returns. Deontay Wilder's fighting soon. Liam Parrow turns against Jonathan Navarro. Liam Wilson. Me and Big J did a preview on this card. Deontay Wilder returns on the 27th on BLK Prime. Y'all think that fight going to make it? Like, they're going to actually get into the ring? Do they have enough money to pay Deontay Wilder? Dion Nicholson, I interviewed him several years ago at a Barclays Center event. Damn, and this card is loaded too. Look how many people on this card. I'll be shocked if this fight makes it. Oh, no, it's not BLK Prime. It's somebody else. Global Combat Collective. What the hell is that? I kind of want to look that up. But the main event's about to start. Global Combat. You know what? I'm going to look it up. What the hell is Global Combat? Let me look that up. Global Combat Collective. The hell is that? All right, let's see here. Global Combat Collective. Let's go. Some type of pyramid scheme. Y'all know these people who running this show. Let's see the tickets. Y'all know these people? It sounds familiar. Let's see what these tickets looking like. Tickets from $74. Let's see. Let's buy some Wilder versus who's this guy? You know, who is this man? Tyrell Hearn. Oh wait, did that wrong. Who's this guy? Anybody know this guy? You know why I'm about this shit? Because this is the type of fighters where people be losing. Wilder might lose this shit. 24-5 with 15 KOs. Okay. Oh, he fought Richard Torres, top ranked fighter. So I probably seen this fight. He fought Richard Torres, got knocked. So Deontay Wilder's fighting Richard Torres leftovers. Really? He fought on the Janabek Ali Mahanallah versus Vincenzo Gutierrez card. And Keyshawn Davis, the Albright card. So, okay, we were just talking about that. So he fought. So we've seen this guy fight before. We probably wasn't paying attention. So Wilder's fighting him. But the problem is, it's like, damn, Wilder, you that far gone? By the way, the main event is up next. You're that far gone, Deontay Wilder, where you got to fight fucking Richard Torres leftovers? He better not lose. He better not lose. He looked like this dude I used to play Super Nintendo with back in 7th grade. I wonder if that's him. No, he's from San Antonio. Oh yeah, we buying some tickets. Let's see what the ticket sales are looking like. Okay, so look at this arena. Oh shit. Wait, all these tickets are available? What the hell? Where is this fight taking place? So the most expensive ticket is $748. This is the arena. And it's in Wichita, Kansas. What the fuck is Deontay Wilder doing fighting in Wichita? Oh, I'm going to definitely buy this. This is the type of fight you buy. It's going to be a shit show. This is the type of fight you buy. Oh, yeah, I'm buying this crap. Oh, yeah, I'm buying this. How much is it? Let me go back. Yeah, you can get a look. They got, I'm their 8th Twitter follower. Welcome to the team, Global Combat Collective. I'm buying this. How much is this? How much? No, I don't want your cookies. This shit better be no more than $30. What? Oh, $25? It's only $25. Oh, yeah. Add it to the docket. We are going to be here streaming live during the Deontay Wilder versus Tyrell Herndon super fight on June the 27th, live on YouTube. We're going to be streaming during this shit. And by the way, they're doing ring walks, I guess. I won't be surprised if they gave tickets away to this shit. All right, let's get to the main event. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe, and T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. George Kambosos is supposed to be on his way to the ring. They gave him some nice graphics. Oh, there he is. All right, so welcome T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Let's get all my stuff together here. Get everything organized. Get the fighters on the screen. Get out of here. Get out of here. Boom. What if Kambosos beat Hitchins? Now, here's the thing. I've been bitching and complaining about this fight. I did not want to see this fight. I still kind of don't want to see it. Let me tell you what I had to do. I got up this morning, probably like 9 a.m. Had to do some family stuff. I took a nap from 1:30 to 3:30. Went to the gym from 4 to 4:45. And then I'm all hopped up on pre-workout and shit. So that's why I'm like awake and energized. Because I had to prepare for this because we might go a hard 12 rounds. You know, Richardson Hitchens and George Kambosos don't scream excitement. It doesn't scream the type of fight where it's like, yo, they're going to throw the fuck down. I had to, you know, get some pep. Some Harambe blood. I did like 3 miles on the treadmill. Get the blood pumping. Oh no, I blew up again. I'm back cutting weight again. I listen to this crazy shit. And I know it can't be healthy, but I'm just glad to be healthy. In 2022, I was at 298 pounds. In June of 2023, and between May and 2023 and August of 2023, I had lost 52 pounds just straight in the gym, grinding out. I put back on 40 pounds, and now I'm back down 20 pounds. And I can't keep doing that shit. That should be hard, man. But I'm really good at cardio. Shockingly, I know. I used to have baby lungs. We're waiting for the fighters to enter the ring, by the way. So now I'm in the gym 6 days a week again. Straight clean diet. I'm 6'2". I thought that was Edgar Berlanga. What are we doing here? Let's turn this up. Is this some foolishness? Nope, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. Yep. I'm 268 now. I'm trying to get back down to 250. Try to get back there. And let me tell you something. I be hungry like right here, right now. I got like a whole fucking bag of carrot sticks and shit, man. I've been eating nothing but granola, carrot sticks, yogurt, and nasty banana protein shakes. I can't stand them. I'll eat a carrot right now. Anyway, all right. Let's get to some commentary. Yup, that's me. 62270. No, 220. Like, I don't look right at 220. I got this big ass head. Like 240, 250, my sweet spot. The chicks love it. Anyway, let's turn it up.
Championship of the world. It's all being brought to you courtesy Sir Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Lou DeBella's DeBella Entertainment and Ferocious Promotions. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Drip, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Renaissance, Victory Live, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the New York State Athletic Commission. The executive director is Matt Delaglio, and the International Boxing Federation. The president and supervisor, Mr. Daryl J. Peoples. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this world title contest from ringside. Max DeLuca, Glenn Feldman, and Benoit Roussel. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Michael Griffin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come. From the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring right here at Madison Square Garden, the fight starts now! Introducing first the challenger.
I wonder how many tickets. My bad, I was just tearing up this carrot. I wonder how many tickets Kambosos Hitchens genuinely moved, because Madison Square Garden, you can't get no better walk-up sales than that. And meaning that it's the type of venue where people will see like, oh, it's a fight there. Let's go in there. Oh, $60 a ticket. Let's get in there. Because the chatter during the week was that the event was not selling well at all. So I won't be surprised if they started letting people in at the last minute for $20. Not even joking. That is true. This fight would have done better. I mean, it's sad to say, but this fight would have done better in Australia. Like, because I'm seeing a lot of darkness in there. And already the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden is already kind of dark a little bit. But I've seen some lively events there. You know, Loma, Golovkin used to rock that place out. But I won't be surprised if 40%, maybe 30, 40% of that crowd is walk up and they like got $20 tickets. It is the theater. It is the theater. I mean, you can't get no better walk-up event than an event at Madison Square Garden. Everything's right. Everybody's walking. And, you know, you got a lot of people with money down there. They'll say, oh, it's a boxing event. Oh, it's only $20 to get in. Yeah, let's go watch that real quick. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Richardson Hitchens, to build up his name now, he needs to start trending. He needs to go out there and put a boot in George Kambosos' ass. Send him into retirement. Make sure this is his last time. Oh, shit, that's that code. Whenever that code pop up, that means that the zone is trying to copyright you. So you got to get out of there quick. If y'all ever wanted to know what that code is that pop up on the videos, that's what that is. Yeah, Lahulu be rocking, but, you know, think about all the fights that have been there. that you probably didn't even realize were there. There's been some significant top rank events at the Hulu Theater. Loma and Rigo was at the Hulu Theater, I believe I'm correct. Wasn't Tio Loma also at the Hulu? All right, let's see how this works out. Hopefully, this fight doesn't live up to the non-hype, and they actually give us something to actually want to watch this for. The good thing is it's not coming on at midnight. It's 10:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and as you can see, it's the beginning of the very first round. So let's see how George Kambosos is going to come out. Is he going to come out and try to box, or is he going to come out and try to be ferocious? He's got a nice little head movement with him. The problem is a nice jab to the body from Kambosos. The problem is, for Kambosos at least, is Hitchins is a very disciplined and I guess you could say long fighter. He's the type of fighter that, you know, doesn't care about using the jab all night. And Kambosos, I always thought he was suited to be a pressure fighter rather than out there trying to be technical and getting his ears boxed off. That's just not who he is, and he's been stuck in that, you know, since the Teofimo fight, trying to be a technician. It's not who you are, blood. Yeah, I do know Tia when Josh Taylor was in the theater as well. If I'm correct, I might not be. I believe Danny Jacobs all those years ago got knocked out by Dmitry Pirog in the theater. I don't know. I don't remember, but it sounds familiar. Halfway through round number one so far. Nothing of note happening. Hitchens' main punch is the jab, but nothing that's really separating the two in the round. I guess you can give the round edge, even though nothing's happened. Okay. Nice counter jab from Kambosos, up and down, head and the body. So listen, so far, I mean, it's still early. I like Kambosos' aggression. You can give round one to him so far with the way things are going. It's 55 seconds left in the round. And, you know, Kambosos has landed 4 significant punches, mostly the jab. I don't know. I like Kambosos got some energy to him. And clearly Kambosos is the smaller fighter. You can just see it in the ring. He is not, his body type is not suited for 140 pounds. Like, I'm going to try to get you, like, you know, like, look at the size difference. I mean, hey, nice right hook to the body by Kambosos. I'm going to go ahead and give round one to Kambosos. Round one is going to Kambosos. Oh, yeah, let me see. Who is the winner likely going to go on the fight? Let's see here. The winner, I would say, is probably going to go on the fight. Wait a minute, Subriel Matias is the mandatory? For those who don't know, the IBF is the only organization that if they rank you number one, that usually means you're the mandatory. And if they have a number two, that means the number one and the number two have to fight to be the mandatory. So the mandatory Subriel Matias is looking like, naturally so, because remember, he never got his rematch after Liam Peril. So I'm guessing that's the way it's supposed to go. But Alberto Puello and Subriel Matias are going to be fighting on the Edgar Berlanga Hamza Shiraz card and Shakur Stevenson William Cepeda card. So the winner of Puello and Matias is likely going to fight the winner of this fight, Hitchison and Kambosos, in a unification of the IBF and the WBC. Interesting. And, of course, Teofimo has the ring mag. So, there's that. Teo needs to just drop the belt. I don't see him competing at 140 pounds again. He's just bullshitting around. Or trying to hold on to his belt, as Lamont Roach said, to try to fight the winner of Lamont Roach and Tank 2 in August. Nice left hook from Richardson Hitchens. 2 minutes left in round number 2. Kambosos still aggressive. Hitchens just working off the jab. Kambosos, nice jab to the body. Kambosos is landing with the jab to the body at will when he does throw it. It's been about 4 that he's landed so far. But because of his height and his short arm reach, when he tries to come up top with a hook, he misses wide. Nice right hand to the body by George Kambosos. Nice jab, 2 jabs. I'm kind of watching on a low muted commentary, but what I do hear is they're giving Hitchens a lot of credit for punches that are not really landing. And in my opinion, right now, so far, this round number 2 is even. I gave round number 1 to Kambosos. Okay, now Hitchens is starting to pick up. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in round number 2. But mostly Hitchens' punches are jabs. He seemed to found the range. The first round, they weren't really connecting. He was a few, centimeters to an inch off. Lunging left hook by Kambosos, missed. Then he goes back down, jab to the body. Still successful. Nice jab, and then right hand to the body by Kambosos. Another jab to the body, Kambosos. Jab up top by Hitchens. Kambosos had the better jab so far in the fight. I mean, Hitchens is catching up in this round. 20 seconds left. But Kambosos' jab is looking nice. Yeah, I'm giving round 2 so far to Hitchens. Kambosos is cut. Looks like it's under the eye. Right eye. Left hook on the eye that was cut by Kambosos from Hitchens. Let's see that cut.
Jamie's on edge. It's her first time changing her own oil, and she expects a challenge.
I didn't know that Teofimo had the super champion status for the WBO. I guess, because he was WBO for 2 divisions. That does work.
And even a deal to help her save, so she can breathe easy. No hassle, just the right parts.
My bad, I'm eating a carrot. Let me mute it a little bit. I'm crunching on your ear. I want to see this.
Body, stop leaving your feet. Walk. Stop standing right in front. Walk. You gotta close. You gotta drive.
You need to counter that jab. You need to come over with a jab with a hand over the top of that jab.
Every time you jab, stab under. With a jab, you gotta jab.
You're hearing it from the corner.
It's not really a cut. It's swollen, and it looks like it's about to pop open. It's just like a lot of redness around it.
Right hand from the taller, longer fighter. You don't want to be in front of him too long like that.
So it's worth noting that Anton Kadushin.
I'm just trying not to crunch carrots in your ear. Forgive me.
His entire career, but the man that came up with the game plan for this fight will not be working it with Kambosos.
Kambosos, round number 3, not as aggressive. Stiff jab from Richardson Hitchens. That eye of Kambosos is swelling up. The swelling is under the eye. Oh, big left and then right hand from Hitchens. Biggest 2-punch combo of the fight so far. Biggest punches of the fight. 2 straight jabs from Hitchens. Yeah, it's looking bad now. It's starting to go downhill. Hitchens seen that figure Kambosos out. Kambosos is now stationary. 2 minutes left in round number 3. Hitchens now holding his ground. Nice right hand from Kambosos through the guard. Kambosos left hook misses wildly. Another jab from Hitchens. Kambosos stopped jabbing to the body. Right hand over the top onto Kambosos. So far, this is a shutout round for Richardson Hitchens. 1 minute, 15 seconds left of round number 3. I won't be surprised if Hitchens is landing at a high percentage of maybe 40, 45, 50% in this fight so far. I mean, in this round so far. Yeah, the first round, Hitchens was having some issues with the reach and like finding the range. Second round, you started to see him getting closer, and now he's in the perfect range, and he's pretty much landing the jab consistently and the overhand right on Kambosos at will. Kambosos just ate 3 or 4 punches, 2 jabs and a right. Well, 2 jabs, 1 right. Kambosos was having success going to the body and then trying to come up top, but now he's just eating jabs. He's eating a lot of jabs. I'm talking about he's getting full. Listen, I'm starting to see a way that Hitchens can possibly get a stoppage, and he's not known to be a fighter that goes out there for the stoppages. He cannot get past the jab. Kambosos can't get past the jab. So far, I'm giving it 2-1. I gave round number 1 to Kambosos. The last 2, round number 2 was close, but I still gave it to Hitchens. And round number 3 was a clear Hitchens round, the most dominant round of the fight so far. But yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, listen, Kambosos has a great team. You know, because the way that they've been able to get him these title shots and just these significant fights. I mean, for crying out loud, look, you know, title shot, Hitchens, title shot against Loma, 2 title shots with Danny. Well, he got the first, you know. Oh, wait, hold on. Just that jab, he just can't do nothing with it. That was that combo I was talking about earlier, the cleanest combo of the fight, or 2-punch combination. You know, Teofimo, title shot, became undisputed or unified, depending on how you view the franchise situation. He got a rematch against Devin Haney. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 title shots, 5 title fights. Well, let's see if Kambosos gets more aggressive. Right now, that eye is swollen. Like, it's closing up bad. And once again, still, Kambosos is not going to the body. He just stopped. He had really good success with that jab to the body. And sometimes I look at Kambosos and think, like, yo, be ferocious. Like, you know, like, go to the body. Like, when he starts trying to square up and he tries to box, that's when, you know, and I'm sure he has to know these guys like Lomachenko and Devin Haney are the superior boxers. When it came to Teofimo Lopez, he took it to Teo. But now, look, this boxing, that's not going to work for him. Nice jab by, okay. Nice jab in right hand by Kambosos. But he needs to be the pressure fighter. He needs to go out there and be the guy to try to outwork the fighters he's fighting. If he's not going to be the more technically sound and if he doesn't have the power. You know, when was the last time Kambosos actually buzzed somebody? You know, so a nice right hand to the body by Kambosos. And Kambosos, what he's trying to do is he's trying to play the power puncher. I mean, not the power puncher, the counter puncher. But he's got the smaller, shorter reach. I don't know. You know, this fight's starting to turn out. Well, I can say this is not boring. You know, I think we've only seen 1 clinch off the top of my head. So, I mean, at least there's that going for it. Now Kambosos is just trying to follow, not chasing, follow Richardson Hitchens around the ring. And Hitchens looks so comfortable. Nice overhand right by Kambosos, still not enough.
Everything off that jab. I mean, this is just what this is the sweet science right here. Everything off that jab, right hand.
I can't believe T.O. lost to him either. That's, you know, that's still. But then again, T.O. did let a 300-pound plus bodybuilder punch him dead in the esophagus. But still, at the end of the day, Kambosos won. The jab is starting to eat Kambosos up. 3 rounds to 1. Richardson Hitchens. 12-round fight. Not a good look. Let's listen to the corner.
Come off with something. You sitting there, boom, going one and done. You got to put combinations together. Listen, don't time them. Set and work off the jab. Work off to the side, touch, go. Touch, go.
When you're going to the body, you're pulling out. You got to stay in there. Okay. He's countering you when you pull out.
Listen to me.
They're giving the right instructions to Kambosos, but it's the upper body movement that's failing him. And you cannot be throwing shots like that, left hooks like that, a beautiful body shot by Hitchens. You just got to focus on the body and upper body movement.
Back to action here, and you heard the instructions in the corner.
Exactly. He got to stop head hunting. He got to go back to the body.
The aggressor here, of course, that may put him in even more peril, but to his corner's point, what he was doing before is a recipe for disaster.
Beginning around, 15 seconds in round number 5. Richardson Hitchens is a minus 3,500 favorite. Kambosos a plus 1,000. I would never bet on George Kambosos. Remember, George Kambosos should have lost to Maxie Hughes, and he struggled against Jake Wiley. On paper, when you look at all the split decisions that George Kambosos has, he could have lost every fight since Lee Selby if the cards went the other way. All of his wins have been a split decision outside of, wait a minute, the Wiley fight, was it? Was it? I mean, look. Mickey Bay, split decision. Lee Selby, split decision. Teofimo, split decision. Outclassed 2 times by Devin Haney. Maxie Hughes, majority decision. Loma stopped him. Jake Wiley, unanimous decision. I mean, he could have lost all of these fights. You know? I mean, he can talk the talk, but he has never been able to really back it up since Teofimo. That Teofimo fight is an anomaly.
Copy box punch stats through 4 rounds, 90-29. The numbers for Richardson Hitchens. Has a glaring scoreboard.
So get this. 29 punches land for Kambosos, 90 for Hitchens. Oh, he's going for the stoppage. Big right hand flurry by Richardson Hitchens. He's trying to stop Kambosos. Kambosos in trouble. Kambosos trying to swing out. Kambosos was in some major trouble in that corner. Kambosos chopping to the body. Kambosos is swinging for the fences. He wants to fight. Now, Richardson Hitchens is walking him down, leaning in with the shoulder, using his size. Kambosos chopping at the body. He's trying. Nice uppercut from Kambosos. I'm seeing an 8th round corner stoppage on Kambosos. We're going in round number 6. I'm seeing an 8th round corner stoppage.
Here with Teofimo
Look at this
Lopez.
bozo.
Teofimo, I know it wasn't your favorite experience going up against George a few years ago, but he's back here now against Richardson Hitchens. What do you think of what you've seen so far?
What a phenomenal performance by Richardson Hitchens. Outboxing him, out-jabbing him, outclassing him. Kambosos got to pick it up, or this fight could be over very soon.
What would your advice be to Kambosos against an opponent like Hitchens?
Move your fucking head. That's it. Move your fucking head. Excuse my language. And yeah, man, I'm happy, man. What a phenomenal fight.
Appreciate it, Teofimo.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Chris. Excellent analysis there from Teofimo Lopez.
Man,
Coming for your job, Sergio.
Man, looking sharp too, man. Charisma.
Beginning of round number 6. Round number 5 was the worst round from Kambosos. 5-1 on my cards. Excuse me, 4-1 on my cards. Stiff jab again. Overhand right from Hitchens. Hitchens is now walking him down. He's in very close range against Kambosos. Kambosos seemed to have nothing on his punches. Richardson Hitchens just using his size. Nice overhand right from Kambosos, but does nothing to Hitchens. As I said, I see an 8th round stoppage for Kambosos. For Hitchens. Okay, Kambosos doing some nice work on the inside. Kambosos is actually fighting on the inside these last couple of rounds, even though with not much success, but it's good to see him doing something. What are you talking about? That was Gemini. Am I talking to you? Chris Manning's scorecard, 50-45. I actually gave Kambosos round number 1. Kambosos is still trying, but he just don't have the power or the size to really do anything to Richardson Hitchens. This is the type of fight where the strategy should be to try to outwork Richardson Hitchens. Try to win on the cards, from activity. Oh, nice uppercut from Hitchens. Overhand right. Now Kambosos drops his gloves, start talking to Richardson Hitchens. Nice snap left hook from Kambosos. Richardson Hitchens' mouth bleeding. I think it was from that uppercut from earlier. Kambosos holding his ground. He's not having, he doesn't look defeated. He's out there, he's trying. Nice overhand right by Kambosos. Kambosos having a better round. He's lunging with these shots, and ironically, he's having success with these lunging hooks that he's throwing. Nice body shot from Kambosos. Kambosos had a really good round. I don't think I can give him enough to win that round, but I can see how some judges may have given him that round. Good for Kambosos.
You got to work the hook and bring the right.
It's not a cut.
You can't be happy throwing one punch.
It's just like some swelling and some redness. Kambosos took a mean body shot from on the inside. Hey, let me show you this body shot. Let me see if I can get you a clip of this body shot real quick. Dag, messed up. Let me see if I can get you a hold on, I'm looking for a clip here. Watch this body shot. Boom. Look at Kambosos' face. He felt that. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 7. Let's see if my prediction holds true, where I have Kambosos being stopped in the corner or a corner stoppage. Round number 8, 2 straight jabs by Richardson Hitchens, 3 straight jabs, all landed. 4 straight jabs, nice right hook to the body by Kambosos. Kambosos, it's just that like his size, you know, and for the lack of power, like he need, I keep saying the same thing, like, you know, he needs to be ferocious. Like his style of fighting doesn't fit, you know, who he should be. By the way, are you impressed with Richardson Hitchens? I mean, he's not, you know, fighting a bad fight. It all depends on how you rate Kambosos, I guess. But, you know, he's doing good. He doesn't look in trouble. Doesn't like he broke a sweat, bleeding from the mouth a little bit.
Multiple punches. Don't just throw one jab and get out. Throw 2-3 punch combination. Mix it up a little bit.
But for his sake and for his, you know, marketability, I don't think that he wants this fight to go to the distance. I think he needs to make an example of George Kambosos. I mean, obviously he's no Loma, but 37-year-old Loma did it. Loma beat the shit out of Kambosos. Yeah, he should not be at 140. The fight has slowed down tremendously in this 7th round.
Body shot does that. It takes the confidence out of you. I would love to see Hitchens start stabbing him to the body. Even with that jab, remind the gut of that pain that he had earlier.
That jab is tearing Kambosos up. He don't have nothing for it.
Nice body shot by Hitchens.
Nice left hook as well.
And Hitchens is hitting Kambosos with some other clean shots outside of the jab. But, you know, there's question marks around his power as well, because even though Kambosos' face is red and getting marked up, he's never really buzzed. He was only buzzed from the body shot.
Richardson Hitchens just battering Kambosos with the basics here tonight. One more right hand as we hear the bell.
Going into round number 8. Round number 8.
Anaheim, California on June 28th as Jake Paul takes the next step in his pro boxing adventure. But the problem child faces the toughest test of his career in the shape of former world champion Julio.
On the positive, at least it's not a snooze fest. The fight is better than I thought it was going to be, so, you know, there is that.
Keep punishing him. Keep punishing. You're doing great.
I expected a snoozer. I'm trying to watch UFC at the same time. Trying to figure out what they're talking about in the corner. Somebody's yelling.
Hitchens is a great fighter and obviously has a very good team behind him. But we've been calling his fights for a few years. It is almost always chaos in that corner. I remember the fight a few fights ago where one of his guys was on the phone with Shakur Stevenson. That's giving Hitchens instructions.
I mean, I guess you could say it's a competitive shutout. I guess you can look at it that way because Kambosos is trying. He doesn't look defeated. Like, he's losing clearly. And he, oh, big left hook from Hitchens. I would say that's the biggest punch of the fight so far. Hitchens is now going for the knockout. Y'all think Kambosos is going to retire after this? You think he's going to do the retirement in the ring, or you think he's going to go back and talk to his team and then retire? Like, what else can Kambosos do? Would you retire if it were him? I mean, he's made a lot of money, you know, or because after this, Kambosos is not, he shouldn't be headlining any more events. By the way, total punches landed through round 7, 32 to 104. That seems off to me. Oh, those are jabs. I'm sorry. Those are jabs.
32 for Hitchens as he goes downstairs to the body of Kambosos once again.
Yeah, Georgia's starting. His punches are a lot slower now. Ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing on him. Kambosos, damn, not to log into Twitter and they talking shit on Kambosos. Nothing of no. Oh, he just got dropped by a body shot. Left hook to the body. That's it. That is it. A big shot to the body. Kambosos is hurt. Damn, stoppage again. Didn't Loma stop him to the body?
Richardson Hitchens, the pride of Brooklyn, shines at Madison Square Garden.
Brooklyn, stand up. He wanted the knockout. He went for the knockout. He got the knockout.
Sergio, performances do not get much more dominant than that.
A-plus performance. He went for it. He smelled blood. And those beatdowns to the body, softening him up with that jab, the straight right hand. He went for the kill. That's what you want to see from guys like Richardson Hitchens. You want to see if they have...
8th round stoppage by Richardson Hitchens again on George Kambosos. Body shot, stiff left hook to the body. Kambosos toppled over, didn't make the count. Well, he got up for the count, but then it looked like he looked at the ref and was like, no. This could be the very end. Somebody remind me, did Loma stop Kambosos to the body? I don't remember. I believe it was a body shot, wasn't it? Richardson Hitchens now improves to 18-0. Excuse me, 20-0 with 8 KOs. His first KO since Yomar Alamo back in 2022. His first stoppage, excuse me. The last KO was in 2022 as well. Let's get it. Now what? Look at this body shot. The right and then body shot. Boom! Right there. Just toppled over. And you see it was a short left hook to the body, kind of like the earlier one that hurt Kambosos. Once again, watch it. It's going to come in. That one. And that is it. Is this the end of George Kambosos at top level? And will Richardson Hitchens go on to fight the winner of Sabril Matias and Alberto Puyo? So it looks like that's the end for George Kambosos at top level. The next level for him is going to be what? Mid-carding, I'm guessing. You know, Teofimo Lopez is in the crowd, but do you see Teofimo Lopez fighting him? No. Teofimo Lopez can fight bigger money fights, right? I mean, unfortunately, that's the way boxing works. Teofimo Lopez is just holding on to that WBO 140-pound belt. So the question is, you know what? We'll put it this way. You know, Richardson Hitchens did what he was supposed to do. You know, he got a stoppage in New York, in the Hulu Theater, in an event where, you know, we've been hearing all week that the tickets weren't selling well, and I won't be surprised if people are in that fight for $20 a ticket just to fill out the joint. But he will be trending, not trending in like a super spectacular KO, but at least he got the KO, which he needed. You know, he didn't want to go the distance against George Kambosos. It wouldn't have helped him. So this helps him some. He did something Devin Haney couldn't do in 2 fights. Let's listen in. Take your time out. Like the video. Subscribe.
So Richardson Hitchens retains his IBF.
Let's listen to the post-fight interview
here at Madison Square Garden. A thoroughly dominant performance from start to finish for Hitchens, who promised a knockout here tonight, and he delivered.
Let's listen in.
We're going to hear from Hitchens, who is standing by with Chris Maddox.
Well, Richardson, congratulations. 6 months ago, you went down to Puerto Rico, won a title in what looked like the best performance of your career. You come back 6 months later in New York and you put on a performance that looked even better. How did you feel about the way you fought tonight?
First, I just want to thank God, you know, before anything. A few years ago, I think over 4 years ago, I was watching Teofimo and George Kambosos go to battle in this war, and I was sitting somewhere along them stands, and I said, when I get my opportunity, I would, you know, make the best of it. And with the help of Eddie Hearn and Keith Conley, they changed my life in a matter of 2 years. The fight itself, I've been telling the boxing world I'm the truth. Everybody that know Richardson Hitchens, if you don't know, now you know. I've been telling the boxing world that I was coming, and they should have listened, so now I'm here.
We knew the jab has been a part of your arsenal all throughout your career, but it was the body work tonight that really seemed to get the job done.
Look at his face.
How much was that a part of the game plan coming in?
I watched George. I seen the fight with him and Devin Haney. I knew that Devin Haney didn't really take it inside, and he was headhunting a lot when he did have him hurt. So I said, you know, I'm gonna touch him with some short shots. And when I did touch him with a short shot, I seen how he squinted, and I smelled blood. But I just wanted to keep punishing him, and I told his dad, if you love your son, you'll stop the fight. So he was tough. He was a true competitor, but I was just a better man tonight.
You know, coming into this fight, I think a lot of people would have said, hey, Richardson can win a decision pretty easy. Like, will he step on the gas? Will he go for the knockout? Will he look to be spectacular? Was that on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I knew that I had to, I had to go to some unsafe places to get some good shots off. So I put myself in harm's way, but I knew that I had good defense, and I knew I could take a punch. He caught me a couple good shots, but it didn't really hurt me, so I just went for the kill. So I always knew I had it in me, but the fights be so easy on the outside where I don't gotta take a chance. But now I'm getting more comfortable as a professional. I said, all right, let's sit in here and dig, and let me test my defense out.
When you landed that body shot in the last round, did you know that was going to finish the fight?
Nah, I wanted them to stop the fight, but I got him with the body shot, and I followed up, and it was all she wrote.
You got your title still, and I know you want bigger and better things in the 140-pound division. A couple of the title holders that are out there right now. Teofimo Lopez here, watching this fight from ringside. What do you want to do next?
Like I said, I want to thank Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and 2 years getting my career to the top.
Oh, he getting in the ring.
I'm going into free agency now, so there's a lot of options, and I want the big fights. After my last fight, I called Teofimo out right away. Obviously he got other plans, so I don't know what's next, but I'm looking here at the camera. Devin Haney, fuck you, nigga, let's fight. Devin Haney next. Fuck Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Pussies, New York, stand up, baby, we here, baby.
Congratulations, Richardson, tremendous performance. George?
Teofimo in the ring. But he like the clout chase.
George Kambosos.
It's dick eating shit.
Didn't go your way tonight, George. What went wrong for you in the ring?
Hey, look at the talent. I fought them all, man. You got Tia here. You got Hitchins. He's calling out Haney. We'll probably try to call out Lomachenko too, man. I fought them all, man. I'm a warrior. He's a hell of a fighter. They're all great fighters. And you know what? Like I've been saying, I chase greatness, man. I really believed in myself, but just didn't have that time. He's a little bit too good for me tonight. So, hey, he hit me with a beautiful body shot. I still got up at 9-10, but the ref's got to do his job. And like I said, look at the ring in here. You got champions in here, and I fight them all, man. So the boxing world, they're going to talk a little bit now, but I hope you guys, appreciate the warrior that I am, and I fight the best. So it is what it is.
You knew you'd have to get inside that jab of Hitchens. You had trouble doing it for most of the night. Why couldn't you get inside that one punch?
Just the timing, man. I've had maybe too many wars on the outside. Just couldn't get that timing right. Couldn't get the movement right. A couple times got in there. I clipped him a couple times. I thought I caught him nicely a couple times, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm a warrior, and let's see if all the boys fight each other. You're gonna get wins, losses, draws. Who gives a fuck, man? This is boxing. Fight the best. Fuck the cherries.
You've always fought the best, George. As you move your career forward, where do you go next?
Look, man, I don't know right now. I've had 2 fights in 3 months' time. Two solid guys, and I've been fighting the best. So right now, I'm going to go coach my son's footy team. That's what I want to do, and obviously, it is what it is.
All right, appreciate it, George.
Thank you to the boxing world. I always love you guys, and look, we'll go back to the drawing board, but all the best to Richie and his team and what they do next. Look, man, I chased it. I really believed in it, but it's too good for me today, and obviously Tia as well. They're all champions, man. I'm still 2-1 here in MSG, so God bless everyone. And New York, I love you guys. Thank you.
All right, Eddie Hearn, we'll turn to you, Teofimo. Well, you're hanging out here as well. Eddie, let's start your Richardson's performance tonight.
Yeah, great performance, and George is a warrior, but that's what you needed from Richie to come out, step on the gas after the domination. Sometimes he would let that just coast to 12 rounds, came out, dominated, great performance. That is the statement he needed to mix with these guys. Great atmosphere tonight, great performance from a great young American champion. Time for him to get the big fights.
Teofimo, everybody's wondering what you're going to do next. Is a unification fight with Richardson Hitchens something you'd consider?
No.
Hey, I just want to say, shout out, thank God for making this possible for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. What round was it that he stopped him?
8th, maybe?
All right, infinite. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Unification, here we go.
Is that a fight you want? Is that something we've been hearing about you, Vucenis, Devin Haney? Is Richardson Hitchens the fight that you want to do next?
I don't know. Let me hear it. New York. Y'all want to see that fight? All right, man. I'm all about the people. Let's go, baby.
All right. Appreciate it, Teofimo. Eddie, last word to you. Richard did say he's a free agent. I know you want to keep working with him, doing big fights with him. What's the big fight out there you think is there for Richardson Hitchens?
I think this man. You heard him talk about Devin Haney. We've had a great run with Tio. We're talking with Keith about where we go from here and moving forward. It's time for him to land a big fight now.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
Thank you.
Guys?
Thank you so much, Chris. So a lot going.
So, for one, a lot of Eddie Hearn fighters be leaving lately. Did y'all notice that? There's been rumors. I don't believe him that, he's on his way out of boxing, but he don't really be signing nobody no more. I mean, yeah, he does every now and then, but not like no real stars. So, and also, y'all think a lot of fighters not re-signing back with their promoters or their managers because they're looking and waiting for the Saudi call? That's what it's looking like to me. So, as far as Kambosos is concerned, it's curtains for me. Look at this. My man is in agony, despair down there, rolling around. And I'm guessing the way he's talking, he's not going to retire. Good for Eddie if he goes back to Sky. And I'm guessing, yeah, he's not going to retire Kambosos. He wants to keep fighting on. But who does he fight? And also, he needs to get the fuck out of the 140-pound division. Look at those punch stats. Let me pause this. 57 punches landed. 384 thrown, 15%. And a lot of that, what we were talking about, was the power shots. Him lunging, or having the lunge. He couldn't really get in on the inside, especially with the long. Really look at the reach difference. I know I'm all over the place. 74-inch reach to a 68-inch reach. He just could not get on the inside. And then when he stopped going to the body, it was all downhill. I don't know if he needs to change trainers or what he needs to do, but something needs to happen if he's going to continue boxing. Because now, for crying out loud, once again, he has 4 losses on his record. But remember, going back, even though he won these fights, these cards could have went the other way. The Mickey Begg, 5 losses. Lee Selby, 6 losses. If he lost to Maxie Hughes, like a lot of people thought he would, that would have been 7 losses. So in reality, the only clean-cut wins he has, I said 7 minutes. That's Big J. Well, let's see what he got to say. Hold on. Hold on. Big J, what you think about the fight? Wait, hold on 1 minute. My bad. I got to get Big J on the line. Hold on 1 minute, guys. My bad. Got to get Big J on the line. Why are you calling out Haney if Lopez came in the ring? Well, for one, he knows he's not getting. Oh, there he is. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, so what do you think about the fight?
Well, as I said, he's far too small for the 140-pound division. People are just gonna. I I don't think his punch resistance is not there because just over time. Because Richardson Hitchens is not a big puncher, and he just weared him down over time.
Yeah.
And now everyone knows that he's got that weak midsection. People are just going to target that. So it's like Jason Rosario. Who was it? Charlo that turned him into a jelly belly?
Yep.
Was that? Yep. Well, pretty much Lomachenko's turned George into a jelly belly, and everyone now knows that's where you go.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He fought to the end, but where does he go from here? I mean, honestly, you know, well, for one, main eventing, that's over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's going to be a gatekeeper for a whole lot. I mean, the phone will still ring. There'll be a lot of young fellas out there who are on the cusp of world title fights who would want to bump off a former champion, just like George did, because he fought Mickey Bay, who was pretty much retired before he fought George. Lee Selby was a blown up, washed up featherweight. So, you know, I mean, George did it himself before he got his title shot, and now he's in the same position that he was. And I think he should just give it away now, while still at the top level and still continuing to fight on, where he's fighting these, up and coming guys that want to get their title shot, and he'll just be like a gatekeeper. Yeah, he'll be used as food for these young blokes, and I don't think it's a very good idea at all. I think he should walk away now, because what's he got left to prove? That's the question.
I mean, well, for one, the first thing he's got to do is get out of the 140-pound division, go back down to 135. But when you look at what's going on down there, Andy Cruz, who fought on the undercard, the fight before this, he's going to be fighting Raymond Maratala for the IBF championship. Tank Davis is never going to fight George Kambosos. You got Shakur Stevenson, Williams Zepeda, Isak Cruz is at 140. You got, guys like Tevin Former, Sam Noak. I mean, maybe he should, let me tell you what I think he's probably going to do. They're probably going to try to get him against the winner of Sam Noakes and Abdullah Mason. And, and try to get Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. They're going to be fighting for the vacant WBO title at 135, the one that Keyshawn lost because he missed weight by 4.3 pounds. I'm trying to look at ways he can try to, because see, it's something about Kambosos to where, as you said, he's going to be a gatekeeper now. So I can see him being a type of the type of fighter where a fighter will win a championship and say, all right, I got a stay busy fight. I'm going to fight a former world champion in George Kambosos. But it's like, is he going to do that to himself to be, is he going to have the realization that now he's going to be a gatekeeper? Because I can't see them putting him in a main event anymore against anybody. Or another thing, do you think that there's still life in that Liam Parrow fight in Australia? Liam Parrow is going to be taking on Jonathan Navarro. What's that, in a couple of weeks?
No, that's June 25th. So,
yeah, next weekend. All right, next weekend.
Yeah. And, no, I don't. I mean, the only reason that fight was going to have any legs because there was going to be a world title involved. That's done. That's done now. So I don't think George or Liam will ever get another shot. Liam might, but certainly George won't get another crack at 140 unless Teofimo. The only way George gets another shot at 140 is that Teofimo wants that win back. That's the only way it's going to happen.
You think but ain't going to be no money in that, though. I get what you're saying.
But remember, George is a thorn in Teo's side. He's like it's if Teo is a real competitor, which I don't think he is. I think he's a bloody joke. Right? He'll be like, I don't like the fact that little bastard from Australia beat me. I want that win back. So, because up until a week before the fight, everyone thought that Teo would destroy George.
Yeah.
So we did up until about a week before the fight.
I still can't believe when I look back at it, I can't believe that Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos.
Well, considering all the circumstances, but a week before, what did we say? He was going to last 6 rounds before Teo knocked him out?
Yeah.
So, something like that. So, that's a thorn in his side. He's going, I lost to this guy that really shouldn't have beat me. So, but, he's not going to make any money out of it. But then again, who knows? Oh, well, he would. If they were smart, they would bring it to Australia. That would be a big fight. because it wouldn't make any
that is dead. You know, people will look at, you know, Teofimo Lopez. Don't get me wrong, that you can kind of try to sell it that, okay, it's going to be Teofimo, you know, trying to avenge his loss, but Kambosos is tainted goods. He's the bent can on the shelf. You know, like it's not there anymore. I think that Kambosos should reconsider. You know, I mean, take time to really consider what he wants to do. Go down to 135 and try to make one more run at a title, but it's not going to be easy because he's going to run into fighters like maybe Floyd Schofield, Abdullah Mason, you know, like young fighters. And when I'm looking at the rankings at 135, I don't know how he's going to be able to do it.
Well, there's one thing that he said before he goes, maybe I've been in one too many wars, and I'm like,
yeah,
you know, I think he will retire because I think this will just get too much to him because he'll go. He just had his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. So what's he now, 32, 33? 32.
Let me check. Richardson Hitchens' birthday was the day and his was yesterday. He's 32.
Yeah. So he's 32 now. He's been in, you know, pretty much all of his fights. You know, he never gets an easy win. Well, he's never had an easy win. He's lost 4 now. He's been knocked out twice.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how much more do you want to keep getting your head punched in? Like,
I mean, and he didn't look good against Jake Wiley or Maxie Hughes. That was telling right there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He didn't. You know, he hasn't had a superior win since Tio, and that was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And since then, he's just been schooled by Devin Haney twice, knocked out by Lomachenko, got a gift decision against Maxie Hughes, and Jake Wiley's like, well, that's a footnote on his career. No one's going to remember that fight. So,
yeah, you think
maybe, I think it is time for him to give it away because, you know, there's been plenty of boxers around that 32 years of age, and you can't say he hasn't had a good career because resume-wise and fight-wise, he's had the biggest fights in Australian, you know, the biggest fights of the last decade since Jeff Horn.
And outside of Tank Davis, he had the biggest fights that you can make at 140 and 135. Well, 135 outside of you know, Ryan Garcia.
Exactly.
No, he's got Loma win or loss. He's got Loma, Devin Haney twice. And, you know, Teofimo Lopez and Richardson Hitchens on his resume.
Exactly. I mean, he's got a hell of a resume. Yes, he's lost all of them, but he's been at the biggest. He's been at the top level now for 4 years. He's made a truckload of money. Right? Why continue to put your health on the line to get beat up by young fringe contenders who just want to see you as food? So I've said this many, many times.
And also, he's made good money. The man's made at least what, $15 million, give or take.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. As I said many times, the hardest thing for any professional to do is know when to quit. And I think for George, you should quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead. Because he's young, he's healthy, he's got, you know, his family to worry about. Pull out now while everything's working fine rather than go another 3 years and then, you know, because how many boxers keep going too long and then they end up,
yeah, punch drunk. Yeah,
punch
time
drunk.
to hang him up.
So,
closing thoughts?
Well, you know, we sort of saw it coming. You know, I think George was probably done even before the Lomachenko fight, to be honest with you. But now he's just going to be used as food for these young blokes, and I don't want to see him go down that path. I really think he should give it away, because give it away while you're at the top, right? Give it away while you're at the top and not, you know, getting beat up by guys, you know, 15 fights into their careers. So
yeah, that's what it's looking like. All right. Well, with that being said, you can follow Big J at Old Mate Big J on Twitter, and Big J will talk to you later. All right, man. So listen, there's really no more to say about this fight. I don't want to see George Kambosos at top level anymore. I don't want to see a main event of George Kambosos anymore. It's no disrespect, but it's like you got to learn when to hang it up. Kambosos just don't got it anymore. I mean, if he ever did have it. I mean, however you view the Teofimo Lopez fight, but when you look at the resume of George Kambosos, you know, he's been an overachiever. A guy that's barely scraped by with Mickey Bay, with Lee Selby, beat Teofimo Lopez, 2 shutouts against Devin Haney. A lot of people thought he should have lost to Maxie Hughes, got stopped by Lomachenko, struggled against Jake Wiley. You know, a late step in what was he again? A construction worker or something, and then get stopped with a body shot. 2 body shot losses, basically to and then one in Richardson Hitchens. So unless he wants to go back down to 135 and be food for guys like Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield, run into Andy Cruz, my goodness. Or Williams Zepeda, Shakur Stevenson, which I don't see those fights happening, but it will be ugly down there. I mean, maybe, fight a Tevin Farmer, maybe Denise Baranchek, Zaire Abduliev get a win. Maybe he can get a win. How can I say, the type of win where it's like, like he retires after, but in reality, that's it. That's it. I don't want to see him anymore. So with that being said, it was good hanging out with you guys. We're going to be here next week for another live stream as I try to get my channel back up in the algorithm. And as I said earlier in the video, believe it or not, I was one of the first people streaming live during fights on YouTube. It's funny how now everybody's doing it, but that just goes to show you how the times have changed. Follow me on Twitter, T Street Controversy. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.